guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review Orphan.
Orphan from 2009.
From 2009. Yeah, I'm not sure how we missed this one. I would have thought we would have watched it back in 2009. We were watching a lot of movies. We didn't have kids yet. And,
right.
So of course, it's a horror movie. I was into horror. Been into horror for a long time. So yeah, I don't know how we this one flew under the radar, but we're watching it now, and we actually got sent this Blu-ray from a subscriber, Lapkey Vision Films, our pal.
Yeah, our buddy. Not just a subscriber, a friend.
He's much more than a subscriber. You're our pal, Lapkey, and we appreciate the Blu-ray in the mail. So yeah, we had said we hadn't seen it, and he sent us the first one, so we could.
So that was a cool surprise.
Yeah, so we could watch this, and then of course watch the prequel, sequel, whatever it is that's on Paramount right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Orphan. We're going to talk about Orphan, but before we do, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button, and then comment down below. Have you seen Orphan before? What are your thoughts? Are you like us? You have to play catch up now and watch it so you can watch the new one that came out on Paramount. Let us know in the comment section below, and also turn on the bell notifications for all future videos. Where do you want to start with this one? What did you think?
Yeah,
what do you think of Orphan? What do you think of Scary Children? Look at her. She's terrifying. Goodness.
Scary children are always is it called a trope?
Yeah, it is a trope of the genre. Good job. Yeah. You got that. You used that correctly.
All right, go me. So I just got to say right off the bat, this movie ended up really surprising me. I don't know if it's because I just went in with low expectations. I was not really expecting too much. I thought it was going to be kind of generic, a little below average, and I actually really ended up liking this movie. Yeah,
I did as well. We talked about it on the couch. It is a little too long. I don't think it needed to be quite over 2 hours. That is what she said. But I enjoyed the movie. I don't feel like, even with a 2 hour runtime, I don't feel like I was ever bored.
Yeah.
I felt like I was into it the whole time as it developed. And, as a big fan of the movie Malignant that came out last year,
same.
I got a lot of familiar Malignant vibes. This one, of course, came out 13 years before, 12 years before Malignant. So I'm not saying this one copied off of that one. If anything, Malignant copied off of this one. But I got a lot of Malignant vibes from the last 20 minutes of this. Did you have any of that going on?
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. And there's no connection, right?
Not that I know of. That would be interesting, though, if it was some kind of shared universe. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Orphan Malignant universe?
No, I meant a director, a producer, a writer or something.
No, this is, this is Warner Brothers, and Malignant's Warner Brothers.
Gotcha.
So it's the same studio.
Definitely don't mean a universe of...
I think they need to tie it together. Maybe they didn't first kill. Just without spoiling nothing, just the ending. Right. There's some stuff that happens that was just very reminiscent of... of Malignant.
I see what you mean.
But yeah, this is a story we can get into, I guess, what it's about. I mean, you got a couple that she just had I was a little confused on the timeline of the miscarriage.
I think it had been a couple of years.
Yeah, so they had 2 kids, and then she, I guess, got pregnant for the 3rd time, and then she had a miscarriage. So you're kind of brought into this family.
Well, it was stillborn.
Yeah, so you're kind of brought into this family as they're, kind of still in, I guess, the grieving process of losing their kid. And they do want the 3rd kid, and then they decide to adopt.
Right.
So they go to this adoption place, and then they find little Esther.
Right.
To bring home and raise. And boy, was that a mistake.
Right. I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but I thought it was kind of funny because they, go to the orphanage or whatever. And they're Esther is upstairs in a room by herself painting, and she's singing or something. And the dad just ends up wandering to follow her voice. And that's how they find Esther. And it's just so funny because I'm why would you think that's ever a good idea?
Yeah, don't go for the creepy kid that's singing in the corner.
Alone, yeah, because there was a party or some type of event going on at the time, and she wasn't down there. And it's that should have been your first sign that something might be wrong with Esther. But to add to that, and I don't think this is spoiling anything. You see, when they find her at the orphanage or whatever, she's actually not creepy, really. She seems like she's quite normal.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like it might be creepy, her singing and stuff, but...
She does feel very normal.
She seemed, she's, very proper and, like her pictures, I don't think at this point are like, like all black and like death and stuff or whatever. Like I think they were like very colorful pictures and stuff. So like they weren't your typical like disturbing kid pictures,
You saw her just drawing a circle on a piece of
Right.
paper over and over again.
Yeah, so I think that kind of like plays into it is, I don't know, like on one hand it seems like she is weird because she's like alone, but also she does seem kind of normal. So I don't know, but
Yeah, and I mean, then they bring her home, and then there's an escalation of events. Weird things start happening.
yeah.
Bad things start
I feel
happening.
like, don't you feel like it kind of happens like it kind of like they really play into the other two children that they have?
Yeah, they do.
It kind of starts with her involvement, Esther's involvement with the children, and then it kind of gets into
You know what
parents.
movie it really reminded me of, and I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
I know what you're gonna say.
The Good Son.
The Good Son.
The
I
Good Son.
literally,
There's some serious Good Son vibes,
especially with like the tree house and like the winter.
Yep.
I don't remember a ton about that movie, but when we were watching it, I literally was going to say that, and I kept forgetting to say it.
I feel like this one goes for it a little bit more. It's more in your face because there's some
some of the
stuff that happens pretty early on. Like they kind of go for it. And again, not going to spoil too much. We'll spoil a little bit at the end. We could do like a spoiler section.
Yeah, well, that's something else that I wanted to say was that pretty much from the literally the opening, it just like goes for it right away. Like, do you remember the opening?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't guess it's is it a spoiler to say that she's like dreaming?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah,
Again,
I mean,
this is a
it's like
13-year-old movie. If you guys don't want to know anything about this movie, turn the video off. But
right. But yeah, so it's like a dream sequence or whatever, and I mean, it was pretty.
Pretty visceral dream sequence for sure.
It was pretty. I'm like, okay, like
bloody monstrous baby. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. It was suspenseful. It was eerie. It was engaging.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I really think that everybody's performances were good. Like, especially the girl who played Esther. Like, I mean, she like
I can see why they would want to bring her back for the prequel, even though it doesn't make a ton of sense.
Right. I don't know like how old she actually was when she filmed. I know she's playing a 9-year-old.
Yeah, and I mean that'll play into the spoilers when we get to the spoilers because I do want to talk about the reveal of the movie at the end. Okay. But yeah, I would imagine she was probably 9 or 10 when they filmed this, so she's got to be 22 now. And then the second one's supposed to be a prequel,
right? I mean, she like killed it. Like she like literally, she killed it.
That classic creepy kid. Did a great job.
She did awesome, and everybody else was great too. We were both surprised that the woman from The Conjuring was in it. We didn't know that.
I had no idea she was in this movie until we turned it on.
And you can say her name because
Vera Farmiga.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah.
And then the husband. He looked familiar to me as well. I was telling you through the movie, and we looked it up, and he was in the new Batman.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff that I've seen. I just can't remember him from those movies.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, even the two children, they were both good. Like the little girl.
Everybody was great.
Son.
There was a little bit of what I would call overacting and just more dramatic moments than I feel like they needed to be. When you get towards the end and it's like Vera Farmiga is trying to tell everybody this kid's insane.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And it's like there's clearly a ton of bad crap that's happening around everybody, but nobody believes her for some reason. It kind of didn't feel believable, and it kind of gets to the point where it's annoying. It's like, believe what she's telling you. Like, obviously something's wrong.
I feel like that's like a pretty...
typical thing.
Typical storyline where all this stuff is happening and nobody will believe you. And so it is like borderline frustrating because it's like, believe her, damn it. And then it's like also kind of annoying.
All these horrible things are happening that she's clearly not involved in. And Esther's at the scene of the crime every time. It's like, why can't you all put 2 and 2 together? It just gets frustrating.
Yeah, but to be fair... And, spoiler alert if this is a spoiler, but to be fair, it kind of like works or, can work because the mom does have a past. She is basically like a recovering alcoholic. After she suffered from her miscarriage or stillbirth, I guess she turned to drinking. And so there was this whole incident that happened when she was with her other 2 children. she had ended up getting drunk, and I don't know if we want to go into all of the spoilers,
Yeah,
but
she has a past, obviously.
she has an alcoholic past, so that kind of played into why people were not believing her. They were thinking that she was kind of going back to her old ways because, they did find that she had gone out to buy wine, but she didn't drink it. So anyway.
She didn't drink it. Yeah, I guess that was just that scene. I'm talking about the scene where they're trying to confront her about her drinking and all that stuff. I was like, this is just way too over the top.
We talked about how it was like over the top because it had literally just been, like a week or a few days or something. And the dad was like already threatening to leave and take the kids. And I'm like, damn.
You're like looking for a reason to get out of there.
Right.
The movie was directed, I did want to bring this up, by John. I'm probably going to butcher his name, Jami Colette Sarah.
Okay.
And he also directed The Shallows. He directed House of Wax from 2005.
Yeah.
So
and those are both like
he's got a horror, pedigree background, and I think he did a solid job directing this film. I don't think it's as good as like a Conjuring or an Insidious, like a James Wan, but there's some good like suspense in this movie.
Gotcha.
And like I said, they pulled off that ending, the reveal, I thought pretty perfectly. I did not see that coming at all. I was trying to guess what was going to happen because I heard there was like a big reveal at the end, but I didn't guess what happened. Let's get into it. You want to get into the spoiler?
Yeah. I am usually trying to like figure out what the twist is going to be or whatever, and I don't know. I don't feel like I was trying very hard this time because I probably could have figured it out maybe.
Yeah.
But I got to say, okay, so can we talk about that super uncomfortable scene at the end where Esther has pretty much pinned everyone against the mom and, like she's pretty much, there's a moment where she is alone in the house with the dad and the daughter is like upstairs sleeping. And that whole scene to where she like comes out and she's put on a ton of makeup.
You're basically watching a 9-year-old girl try to seduce a 40-year-old man.
Yeah,
on the couch. She puts all kinds of makeup on and gets dressed up.
Yeah, this was before the twist or whatever, and so it was just, and they had kind of like led up to, they had kind of worked their way up to thinking that she might have some kind of like daddy complex, daddy issue, something, because like she had this book of like all these men. She had like a Bible, I guess it was.
And it was a very uncomfortable scene because the way that the man played it, it was almost like he was going to lean into it. It was almost like he was into it for a second.
Well, yeah, he had been drinking.
Yeah. And you just thought something, it was like, oh, God, please don't.
Yeah, it was just super uncomfortable. I'm
thank
like,
God
I
he
swear,
didn't.
I'm like, if they go there, but like she literally like reaches over and like grabs his, junk. And then that's when he like jumps up, snaps out of it kind of, and was like, what are you doing? Like, go to your room. Like, and then that's when she loses it and she goes upstairs. So basically you find out that she has some kind of gene mutation, hormone mutation type of thing, to where she looks like a child, but she's actually an adult.
Yeah, it's like a form of dwarfism, is how they explained it. So she looks like a 9-year-old, but she's actually 33.
She was like 33, yeah. So, that makes the scene with the dad less creepy, obviously. I'm like, okay, thank God. That's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, and then she like takes her teeth out. She's got these like nasty black teeth.
Yeah, like you find out that she didn't actually come from an orphanage. She came from
insane asylum.
Yes, an insane asylum. Yeah. And, she had basically, I guess, worked the system to where, people, like, they thought that she was a kid, and so she got accepted by the orphanage or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, she would just use it to go to all these different, families, I guess. Because, like, you find out that she had a past and had killed other, families and people and stuff. And so... yeah, we get this whole scene to where you find out that, she had all these hidden marks on her, but she had been covering them up with, like, bracelets and necklaces and stuff. Yeah. And then, like you said, she had been wearing, like, I guess fake teeth or, like, a retainer type
I can only
thing.
guess they were, like, little dentures for kids that would, like, look like she had little kid
so
teeth.
She, like, took them out, and, like, her teeth were all gross. And it's funny because there's a scene earlier, too, where, like, they needed to take her to the dentist, and she kept, like, saying she didn't want to go, and so they weren't forcing it. And
yeah, she couldn't take baths without the doors being locked and things
I mean,
like that.
it makes sense too, because like they can identify people with dental records. They would have known that she wasn't in fact who they
so that was a
was.
pretty solid reveal,
Yeah.
and then it makes I guess what we're going to get with the prequel make a little bit more sense, that she could be you could cast a 23-year-old actress to play Esther, because I actually think that timeline would match up. If they're going to do a prequel,
right.
she would probably be close to the age now in real life as she is supposed to be in the prequel.
Yeah.
They just got to make her look a little younger, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that was a super cool twist. And like I said, I wasn't anticipating it. I wasn't guessing that. And it makes me really excited to see the new one.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna try to watch it pretty soon and get the review out in the next couple of days. But look,
yeah. So I wanna rate it.
Rate it.
Okay.
Rate it.
So I was thinking about it earlier. I think it was today. I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. I will give it the same.
Okay.
If it didn't have a twist that really got me, I might have been about 3.5 out of 4, but I can always, or out of 5, but I'll always give the edge. Like if you can really give me something shocking at the end, like Malignant did, I'll up the score a little bit. I really
want to see that again.
Yeah, well, I have it on Blu-ray and 4K. I've got 2 copies of it.
Go figure.
But look, appreciate you guys watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the bell notifications. Comment down below if you've seen Orphan or you're going to check it out based on a recommendation. Hopefully you didn't, get spoiled by a review and you watched it beforehand. But yeah, like the video, turn on the bell notifications, follow us on our social media account down below, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.